you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny and I am that props girl. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums in the world. I hope you have a fantastic day, and for those of you playing along at home, my mum loved my DIY present. I am not a mum, although I do have 2 dogs and I have a puppy, so who knows that having a puppy is like being a mum. Oh my goodness, she is quite the handful, but I love her anyway. As I said, I am not a mum, but I do have a lot of succulents, and I am not a green fingered person at all, but I've managed to keep some succulents alive for 2 years, which is quite a feat for me. However, because I have so many succulents, I need to transplant some of them, so that is what we are going to do today. One of the problems with being someone who owns a lot of succulents is the fact that you are constantly needing pots for them to be transplanted into, and that can actually be quite costly. I'm going to show you today how to have really cute pots on a budget, because I did not want to spend a lot of money. So all of this is under $20, which is exactly what I want. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and the bell next to the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. I started off with some really cheap pots from Bunnings Warehouse. These were $2 and they're just plastic pots. And for this one, I decided that I was going to do some stripes, so I just wrapped it in some masking tape and then applied the blue paint to the bottom. Now for this first one, I didn't use a primer because I wanted to show you what it's like when you don't use a primer. I do thoroughly recommend that you do, and I'll show you in the next one how much better it is. And then I just waited for the bottom to dry and all the other layers, and then I worked my way up to the top and then went round with a sparkle paint, and I really love the end result. In this next one, I used a primer first, but I didn't use an official primer. I actually just used a really cheap white spray paint and did it a quick once over, and what that did was it actually made the surface less slippery for the paint to stick to, and it actually gave it a bit of texture for the paint to just go on really easily. I got the spray paint for a couple of dollars in Hot Dollar, and all of the paints that I'm actually using today are also really cheap ones from Hot Dollar. You can get them for about $2.50. And if you use a primer underneath, they really look just fine. I used the masking tape again and put it in random positions all over the pot. I will say that perhaps if you're going to do what I do, maybe make your undercoat white first before you put your colour in. Otherwise, you'll have to do what I do and go through and put in the white again. But I still love the end result. So I learned something. I hope you did too. These last two were a copy of ones that I'd seen on Pinterest, and I thought, why not just give it a go myself? So again, I started with a primer and did 2 coats with a white paint and let that dry. After that, I then just went around the ring at the top, and I did this freehand, although you can mask it off if you want, and I did one of the rings in pink, one of them in green. And then afterwards, I just used a really fine paintbrush and drew on some eyes on the pink one, and then wrote "Grow Baby Grow" on the other one. Of course, you can write whatever you want, and if you want to branch out and use a stencil or use some stick-on lettering, you can do that as well. I'm actually really happy with all of them, but you can really tell in the blue one the difference between using a primer and not using a primer. You can actually use other things around your house. So if you've got some mugs that you don't use or mugs that are chipped, you can also turn them into pots. I've done that before, and I did that today. I love how they turn out. They're really great for really small seedlings. And I've also used teacups before. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of my plants, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. I hope you learned something and that you can see it's really easy and you're willing to give it a go at home. You do not need to spend a lot of money to get a really nice product. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the bell next to the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of my future uploads. I'll see you next time. Bye!